chamber.
There you go, and then play the clip with him addressing.
We're seeking.
You mean
not that one?
Oh.
Not that one. The one above it. That one. Yes.
So what were you shouting to the president?
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid. He needs to save Medicaid, protect it. We need to raise the cap on Social Security. There's a possibility that it's going to be hurt, and we've got to protect Medicare. These are the safety net programs that people in my congressional district depend on. And this president seems to care less about them and more about the number of people that he can remove from the various programs that have been so helpful to so many people. It is the best way to get it across to a person who uses his incivility against our civility. He is a person who has consistently been used incivility against civility.
Do you think it was is that what you said?
Well, look, I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me. I didn't say to anyone, don't punish me. I've said I'll accept the punishment, but it's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security.
Were you saying you have no mandate? Is that what you just said?
That's what he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. None.
Is the only punishment that you were kicked out, sir? Is there something?
I don't know. Whatever the punishment is, I'm not fighting the punishment. This is about the people who are being punished by virtue of losing their health care. This is the richest country in the world, and we have people who don't have good health care. We've got to do better. And now we're about to cut Medicaid, which is for poor people. Health care has become wealth care for many people, and we can't afford to let that happen.
Is that the only thing that you're protesting?
No, I have other things I'm protesting. And I'm also working on my articles of impeachment. This president is unfit. He should not hold the office. 34 felony convictions, 2 times impeached.
Sir, tell me one more time.
There you have it, Hakeem. Your thoughts about Al Green pretty much going in on Donald Trump, thinking that he's going to cut Medicaid, Social Security, you name it.
The irony is for your ass. I'm big on this. I say he's going to do this anyway. Who's going to stop him? He did so much in the last presidency. He's going for a finale, and this is why I say we got to do for stuff and take care of our own peoples. The government is never going to take care of us.
Yep. And also when it comes to, and also when Al Green discusses about Trump cutting taxes, I can't play the clip where Donald Trump discussed goals for tax cuts in the United States. Now that shout out to Ashton, the creator of Shiesty Avenger, who's also the builder, will be going live right after that at 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. Go right ahead. I can't play that clip about Donald Trump talking about cutting taxes.
Permanent income tax cuts all across the board, and to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Bringing autos back.
And we're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board.
Your thoughts. And that's what happened too. You had Democrats going in there, having signed up, but he could have just walked out with Al Green, but he didn't do that. But go right ahead, Hakeem, your thoughts.
So I want people to listen. Since the system has been put in place, Medicare and stuff, it still had some issues with it. There's seniors who still don't get enough. People who work jobs and don't get enough, and a lot of their money are cut because of taxes. So if he removed taxes on that, there's more money for seniors. So this the thing, like this is the first don't get me wrong. Then their listen, Sugar Boom, go look at the tax cuts that Biden did in his tenure. So right now we got to look at this from an eye-opening perspective that no matter what's going to happen, each presidency is going to do something that you might like and that you might not like. So the thing is, we got to view it we just got to view it and see what's good and what's bad.
But shout out to the lovely Sherry Brown that's also in the building. Hey Sherry, how's it going? Blessed to be upon you. Yeah, I like the idea of using cutting tax cuts for like hard working Americans, especially if you know you're doing overtime that you shouldn't be paying taxes for. To me, it doesn't make any sense. You work 80 hours a week and then you still have to pay a huge amount of taxes when you work so hard to get that tax break. So I'm like, okay, tax cuts for all Americans, and not only that, but get also tax cuts when it comes to aspect of the auto industry. A lot of people right now are complaining about the auto industry. So what's the best thing to do? Make it easier for Americans so they can go ahead and purchase a vehicle. They shouldn't have to pay a tax to get the car and then another luxury tax to get the car out. It's tax all over the place. And now that people always say, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. Yes, it's good at times. Yes, it is good to tax the rich, but not all the time because them taxing the rich all the time is gonna make it hard for them to hire a certain amount of people. So that's why a lot of rich people say they want to move away from tax cuts because they want to hire more people. If you tax them, they're not gonna hire. So, but I think it's really really dope when it comes